Hello and welcome to my Coursework 1 overview demonstration video. I am here in Unity showing off my sort of main following the tutorial. As mentioned, I did get sick, so all of this is based on watching the tutorial videos and then just a little bit of pushing further ahead work and sort of prepping myself for Coursework 2. So to start, I'll just hit play on this and run this as is, and you'll see that I've followed. I'm just going to use the arrow keys here. There we go. I followed the tutorial, so I have the standard click on Mia for dialogue, and then I also have the talk button, which activates animations, with the couple of simple dialogue options there. That is all running through the script graph there, which you can see. That's very nice, actually. You can see it sort of actively working later coming up. So yeah, that all works sort of as expected, and then I'm sure if I could somehow click at the same time, you'd see that this is the standard one shown in the tutorial, the standard, animation trigger, I guess visual script. So yeah, and then animator, I guess I should go to Mia's animator. This is sort of a hint at later, but there you go. So there's her running the stand loop, and then these just run off the standard talk 1A, 1B, 1C, which still, I believe, can be controlled through the 1, 2, and 3 keys. In fact, let's go and check that. Yes, they can. They can still be triggered through 1, 2, and 3 for testing reasons for my other character, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, that still works as expected, and you can see on that chart there that those animations are looking fairly smooth overall. As mentioned in the tutorial, there is this is incredibly sensitive, and it was never quite mentioned how to fix it. That's unfortunate. I'll just rerun this to show it a little better. My apologies. But yeah, there's a slight bit of jumpiness to the animations. That's something I want to possibly look into. And if you look very closely, you can see the hand sort of going almost through the body there. I possibly want to work with the FKIK there and see if I can't just pull those hands outwards a little bit. Just for Coursework 2, if I do wind up reusing the Mia asset just to have her in there. But if not, I guess I should show for later. I do have a mood board, but I figured it would be nice to have a better representation. I have just some simple Mixamo animations on the Mixamo Racer character, which will be featured heavily in my Coursework 2 project. So I just thought I'd show I've got a happy, a simple sad with, kicking some rocks there, and then the angry point, which I believe I showed off in my work in progress video, where I went through those individually. That is running on almost the exact same system as Mia there. In fact, I can show you if I go to animator. He's got an idle with a happy, sad, and angry. And then I, personally, just because I'm a computer science student and not a game student, had never actually worked on any sort of scripting. But I did go through here, and I'll show you. I did just the slight modification required to the racer trigger animations.cs file. So I went in here and changed the triggers here to racer happy, racer sad, racer angry, which I defined as parameters up here, and then I had to change the class name, which again, never having worked with this language before, was a fairly simple thing to do, but just took a little bit of brain power there. And then I was working on a script graph to possibly start the same text ideas, but I was going to go down a different path with the racer, where I would have multiple buttons for multiple dialogue options, as opposed to Mia, who just currently has one, and do it like a standard AAA game would, where you have, A, B, X, Y, or in this case, press one of the 4 buttons to activate one of 4 dialogue options, and continue a conversation that way, and use the happy, sad, and angry animations to reflect on those choices. And then, actually, now would be a good time to just show off a little bit of Padlet work I've done for Coursework 2. Sorry about that. Yep, as I said, I've set up a few animations. And then I want to be working with a sky asset. I really enjoy skies in games. I think they really wrap a player into the game nicely. Working with lighting and final editing and post processing and all of that, something I'm really into. So I'd really like to work with All Sky, which looks quite cool. I haven't done research into a ton of its competitors, so I will look. The Till asset, I do want to be using our sort of talked about Till system, iPad system. And the idea here is I really liked the KFC game, but I want to mix it with the standard Coursework 2, so I want to do a setup where the standard customer character comes in wanting an oil change on a vehicle. You get the car up on a ramp, do standard oil change procedure, which is remove drain plug and filter, replace the filter and drain plug, fill the oil up, and go. I want to work, though, on creating a time incentive that gives the customer a higher tip rating. And then I want to use that same time incentive to possibly trigger animations in the NPC characters. So if you look through here, I found a couple of little assets. I'm really hunting for car assets. I find that they're all super high poly or really, really low poly AI generated. Almost impossible to find sort of middle of the road stuff. I found some nice city props, but as I mentioned, I do want to have basically a simple prefab low poly city outside of the workshop. That's not going to be the main focus of this. I want the main focus to be the garage. As I mentioned here, I found a nice one. It was $100, so I'm hunting for a cheaper alternative. I found this nice one here by Zenith Technologies. It looked quite good when I had a hunt at it. I believe that was on Sketchfab. So I'll possibly go with that, but again, still hunting for asset options. I have found some standard ones I would like to use. For oil, I have found this nice oil canister here that I would definitely like to implement. As mentioned, constant oil changes. Having a preset oil canister there would be nice. So yeah, I'm still hunting for the right assets. Definitely hunting for the right animations. Working through Mixamo to find the animations I used for the simple racer character here has been great. A super nice, easy setup to do through Motion Builder. And I guess I can pull up Motion Builder here and show off. I've got these three, but it would be very easy to go in and drop in a new animation track. And add new animations, but I would have to find the right ones for sort of reaching upwards to do the oil change, and stuff like that. So that's stuff I'll consult you on, Jeff, probably this week. But yeah, so that's a bit of a demonstration of where I'm at. I'm still working on the Padlet, finding assets, but I do have a strong idea of where I want to go with it. And yes, as you can see here, I did follow all of the standard Coursework 1 tutorials with all the different options of clicking on Mia, pressing the 1, 2, and 3 buttons, and using the button menu here. And then, as you can see, I've already started sort of cross-pollinating those ideas over to my racer, including the fun of trying to figure out the visual scripting for triggering his animations based on time and stuff like that. Thank you very much.